As you guys know, I like to bring new weird watches on the channel quite often. And today I have a very cool watch that is currently on Kickstarter. I think they already funded like in 5 minutes. So this is actually going to go into production. This is a sample. I don't need to return it, but this, I believe, is a pre-production version of the watch. However, if this is indicative of what they're actually going to make, it is really, really nice. It's called OLTO 8. That's the name of the brand. The actual watch is called the Infinity 2, so that means there was an Infinity 1. I've never seen the Infinity 1. I believe it was a round-shaped case watch. However, this is not, and you'll see in a second. So it comes in that green outer sort of paper. This is the inner box. It just sort of slides open like this, and then inside here you get the watch, of course, and it's in this foam padding to keep it safe. You can see that's like sort of a green color, and then there is the strap. Now you got to take the strap and put it on the watch. A lot of brands have been doing this. It's sort of like a little project they give you when you buy a watch. I don't know why they do that. I wish they wouldn't, but it's, you know, it's kind of the thing now. A lot of brands are doing that. But it's easy enough because you do get quick release, and it's just easy to snap this in. Very, very easy, as you can see. And then you can throw it on your wrist. So this is a really nice rubber strap. It's like they call it a fluoro rubber strap. It's very, very supple, very soft. And this is the green colorway. So the case itself is in a greenish color. That is actually Cerakote. The size of this watch, I believe, is 44 millimeters, and that's in every direction. So 44.9 millimeters, and that's the same for the lug width, so 44.8 millimeters lug width. And then you get a crown there at the, I guess it's around the 4 o'clock position. And this is looks like a PVD coated crown, as the actual case is Cerakoted. And you can see there are a lot of facets on this case. It's actually a very interesting case and a beautiful color. It's like a deep olive green. They put a black strap on here and then a sort of PVD coated black buckle, which matches that crown. It is also signed. It has that little 8 on it for their logo, and then it is also a nice little buckle. It's not incredibly unique, but it is a little milled buckle, pretty nice. Now you can see there is a lot going on this dial. However, it is very simple to tell the time on this watch. Actually, very simple. You just advance the time. So you can see that large hand is actually the minutes, and then there's a central hand there. There's 2 actually, and that is the hours. And the hour track just goes from 12 to 12 right there, and that's it. You have a running seconds. The seconds is there at it's like a little star right there. Works really well. There's sort of like a little bridge that goes across. That has some decoration on it. However, this is pretty nicely loomed, so we'll do a loom shot at the end. So as I mentioned, this gets a Miyota automatic movement. We'll take a look at that in a second. I just want to talk about the dial a little bit. There are a few layers. There's an outer minitrack. That's that large hand that points to the outer minitrack. Then below that is sort of the hour track, and that's on a separate little dial. But right above that, in between the two, there is this little bridge that sort of juts out and sort of goes under the actual hour hand. And then there's a little circle there that shows you the actual balance spring, just clicking away there. Below that is the hour hands. Then there's like a green sort of area that is like skeletonized part of the dial. Then there is the movement, and that is semi-skeletonized, which is pretty cool when you're considering. And this is a Miyota movement, so it's the 8S movement, which they've actually decorated. They've put a custom rotor on here, as you can see, and it looks really good. I'm actually very surprised, and the back of the watch is as good looking as the front, in my opinion. So you have that green Cerakote. It goes along all the way to the back, and then the screwed-in case back is actually in PVD, and then you get to see that movement, which is partially skeletonized, and this does hack. So this is an 8 series Miyota movement, but it does hack and it does hand wind. So that's pretty cool. I think that they've made some really good upgrades to this watch in general. And it feels like a solid, well-made watch. It feels way more substantial than the price would suggest. And honestly, you wouldn't believe the price on this. It's actually $329. That's for the non-Cerakoted models, and it's $359 for the Cerakoted model. So you're getting a pretty good amount of watch and a very good amount of individuality, something very, very different from your everyday watch. If you're a watch collector, this is not going to be your only watch. It's not going to be your everyday watch. I think in the Kickstarter campaign, they call it their everyday. This is a perfect everyday watch. I don't think it's an everyday watch. This is something that's, if you have a few watches and you want something kind of off the wall, a little bit avant-garde, crazy, something that's a conversation starter, this is it. I mean, this is a really good watch at a very affordable price. And it doesn't have such a bad case back to look at. Honestly, it's really, really good looking, actually. I'm very impressed. The screwed-in case back is really nice. It just has some writing on there. It's in silver. It's actually etched into that. It's just really nice. Sapphire crystal front and back. Excellent. Really an excellent little setup. Crown is also signed, by the way. It's sort of a little bit on the small side, but I think that makes sense because you have that 45 millimeters by 45 millimeters, or 44, give or take. It's between the two. So I think it works really, really well. Flat sapphire crystal, and it's actually not that thick when considering the amount of layers that you have here. So 12.7 millimeters is what I'm measuring. So it's really not that thick when you're considering the depth that you're getting in this dial, the fact that you're getting a skeletonized movement on top of a skeletonized dial, and then skeletonized bridges and some skeletonized hands. It's kind of cool. It's a lot of layers. It's very busy. And you have to like that sort of thing. I actually really like it. I'm very impressed with this watch. I really was very pleasantly surprised when I received it. Very, very cool. I do get to keep this watch, by the way, so please keep that in mind. This was sent to the channel. It's 000 of 500. These are limited edition of 500. It's a prototype, but I do get to keep it. So please keep that in mind. Very quickly, let me throw it on my wrist so you guys can see how this looks on my 7.5-inch wrist. Today, I'm wearing a very cool watch from Dufresne Watches. This is the Dufresne Waterloo. This is the quartz edition. And this gets a quartz movement. It's actually a very thin 8.8 millimeters. Very, very cool watch. I really, really like it. It's been very, very interesting watch to wear because that dial is so nice. So here is the Infinity 2 on my 7.5-inch wrist. This is a very comfortable strap. Because of the strap and the way it actually fits to the case, it actually wears a lot smaller than it actually looks. And it does look big on my wrist. I mean, it is a 45 millimeter watch almost, 44 millimeter by 44 millimeter. So it is on the larger side, but it doesn't wear incredibly large. It's definitely a statement piece. So I really like it. I think this is super interesting and a very, very cool looking watch. I really like that they use Cerakote rather than like a DLC or something like that. It's really cool. They use it on gun parts and stuff like that. So pretty awesome. Very quickly, let's do a lume shot because the lume is actually a feature of this watch that is useful and good looking. So let me do a quick lume shot and then we'll wrap up the video. I believe it's Super Luminova. And there you have it. You could see that this is pretty loomed. They actually put a lot of lume on there. You can see the hour and minute hand moving along there. The little second hands are loomed. There's 3 of them, or 2 of them. I'm not sure. I think there's 3. There's like a little star there. That's the actual second hand. You can see it moving along the bottom. And then the hour and minute hands are both loomed pretty well. The tip of the minute hand and then both hour arrows there. Really, really nice. The whole entire circumference of the watch is loomed. That's the minute track. Looks really phenomenal. And they even loomed the logo. So the Octo 8 right there is also loomed. I like that they did not put the date on this watch. It makes a lot of sense with a watch like this not to put the date. There's a lot going on already. So this is dateless. It makes a lot of sense to me. Just a really cool watch. A very interesting setup. Definitely something that is not your normal everyday watch, and it's pretty cool. But tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I think that they have funded, so there are a lot of people interested in this watch. I think they funded in 5 minutes, and they are well funded for this watch, so they are going into production with it. And it will definitely be an interesting watch, and I think it's a first step for a watch brand like this to make something interesting, and then maybe they can make something a little bit more practical in the future. Although this is impractical, I think it's really cool. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It's super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog. I have some links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you click those links and buy anything, it helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. However, I very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.